Welcome to a new short update in which we are going to discuss the price action of Bitcoin, which has been correcting, in the past few days. We're going to have a short update when it comes to the price and the levels to watch for Bitcoin in this update. But before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out our free trade letter, which will be given today again. You can find it in the description beneath. And also, finally, we have a partnership with BitGet. You can get up to $8,000 in bonuses. And you can also get 15% discount on trading fees and exclusive giveaways if you sign up through our affiliate beneath. When we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, you can see that we have been running up towards 25k, which have been a pretty substantial push since we have been consolidating around 16k earlier in December. Pretty much vertical, in which we just continued to rally, had a beautiful retest taking place, and then another test around 25.2k, which is giving people the arguments right now that we could be getting into a stage of another bear market, in which we have been seeing the exact same price action taking place in July. However, the difference is, in this period we have been getting into the crash itself. So it was the first real bounce, which means that the panic and the fear around this area is going through the roof, which means that if prices are going up, it is very likely that the price is going to fall back down given the fear that we have. That's completely different at this case, as we have been cracking resistances, we have been cracking through roofs that we couldn't be breaking through when we get here. And we have got into a different state of economy and a different state of Fed policy, because we're going to pause most likely. And we are into a state where the intrinsic shocks of crypto are over, which means that you shouldn't be copy pasting this entire price action here. I think it's a different period. There's also not a bearish divergence at this point, but after this first run, I think we are into a period of consolidation before continuation upwards, most likely after Jerome Powell has been speaking and they passed the entire hiking process at this point. So what we have been seeing here, we had this run towards 25.2k. Currently we are consolidating, in which we are retesting a few crucial levels. The trend remains to be upwards, which means that if we continue to hold above 22k, it is very likely that we're going to continue that rally, which means that you should be focused on that area if you want to get in entry points. But you should generally watch the lower time frame views if we want to get a bit more perspective on here. What do we see? We marked the initial level around 23.3, which is the previous high. If that is going to result into support again, most likely we're going to continue the rally at this stage, or we can test the highs again. However, 23.3 was not supportive, as we can see. We were falling back beneath, and we were falling back towards 22.6 to 22.8, and we could ultimately go down towards 22.3, as we can see this order block here, and also the range low is positioned around that area, which means that we could be getting some continuation after that. Right now, we are rejecting at the first crucial resistance point. You can see all the highs we have here, which means that once we break through it, 25k is next. What is most likely in the case of price action at this point? Most likely we have a consolidation. Potentially we have another sweep towards 22.3. Reclaim of the area and retest at 22.8 is a trigger in which at a later point this week, or potentially beginning next week, we can start running towards 25k again, or at least break through the resistance point, which we have at 23.8. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm not sure whether we're going to get this sweep. If we do, we get the bullish divergence on lower time frames, and we can start applying longs. We have got a lower time frame bullish divergence here already, which indicated that we were going to test the range high. But we need to break through 23.8, and once we break through that level, we can expect continuation to take place. On the other hand, if we do not hold 22.3, so if we start to fall beneath and we get a test around this area, that is the moment that we could be looking for shorts if we get a bounce, as then the trend remains to continue south. We are not reclaiming a level like we have been doing here, so then you can start continuing shorting the trend, which is continuing the trend and playing the trend through continuation plays, which is shorting the bounces. Because then if we get into the range of 21.5, it seems very likely that we're going to close the CME gap around here before we have any reversal. So there's one important pivot point, which is the 22.4k level or another sweep. If we get that and a reclaim, that will be great. Then we have to break 23.8, and if we do, we get a test around 25k. I hope you have been enjoying this update. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you again tomorrow.